Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of Pirate Racing Club. In this episode I wanna talk about ChatGPT. What is ChatGPT? It is an AI text maker and you can just ask anything to it and it will generate a text for you or a reply based on what you asked. You can also tell it to, for example, make a text of 1,000 words about the Eiffel Tower and it will make that text for you. So I will be asking questions to it about racing and we will see if it is actually that good. So the first question, what do you know about motorsport? The reply, motorsport is a competitive form of auto racing that involves various types of motorized vehicles such as cars, motorcycles, and even boats. It typically takes place on a circuit, track, or road course, and participants compete to be the first to complete a set number of laps or complete a particular distance in the fastest time possible. There are many different types of motorsport, including Formula One, NASCAR, IndyCar, endurance racing, drag racing, rally racing, and motocross. Each type of motorsport has its own set of rules, regulations, and unique challenges, and requires a different set of skills from the driver and their team. Motorsport is a highly competitive and physical, demanding sport that requires a lot of skill, precision, and teamwork. Drivers must have excellent reflexes, stamina, and focus, and must be able to make split-second decisions in high-pressure situations. They also rely heavily on their team, which typically includes engineers, mechanics, and pit crews, to help them prepare their vehicle, make adjustments during the race, and ensure that they can perform at their best. Overall, motorsport is a thrilling and exciting sport that requires a unique combination of athleticism, strategy, and technical skill. It has a passionate fan base all over the world and continues to evolve and innovate with advances in technology and engineering. What do you know about endurance racing? Endurance racing is a type of motorsport that involves teams of drivers competing in a long-distance race over a period of several hours or even days. The objective is to complete the most laps within a predetermined time limit, with the winner being the team that covers the greatest distance. Endurance racing events typically take place on road courses and can range in length from a few hours to 24 hours or more. Some of the most well-known endurance races include the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the 24 Hours of Daytona, and the 12 Hours of Sebring. In endurance racing, teams must balance speed with endurance, as they need to maintain a fast pace over a long period of time without compromising the reliability of their vehicles. This requires careful planning and strategy, including pit stop schedules, driver rotations, and mechanical adjustments to the vehicle. Another unique aspect of endurance racing is that it often involves multiple classes of vehicles competing on the same track at the same time. This can add an additional layer of complexity, as faster cars must navigate through slower traffic while trying to maintain their pace. Endurance racing is a physically and mentally demanding sport that requires a high level of skill, concentration, and endurance from drivers and their teams. It is a popular form of motorsport that attracts a dedicated fan base and showcases some of the most advanced automotive technology and engineering. So these questions, they are already very accurate. Let's move on to more subjective questions. How fast do the cars go in endurance racing? The speed of the cars in endurance racing can vary depending on the type of race. the class of vehicle and the track conditions. However, generally speaking, the cars in endurance racing can reach very high speeds, often exceeding 200 miles per hour, which is 322 kilometers per hour on the straights. For example, in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which is one of the most prestigious endurance races in the world, the top LMP1 class race cars can reach speeds of over 220 miles per hour, which is 354 kilometers per hour on the Mulsanne Straight, which is the longest straightaway on the circuit. However, it is important to note that speed is not the only factor that determines success in endurance racing. As the name suggests, endurance is also a critical component, and teams must balance speed with the need to maintain the reliability and durability of their vehicle over long periods of time. This requires careful planning, strategy, and teamwork, and requires drivers to maintain a high level of concentration and focus for extended periods of time. As we can see, it talks about the LMP1 cars, but those are not racing anymore since a few years, so the ChatGPT is a bit behind. Is racing physical? Yes, racing is a physical sport that requires a high level of physical fitness from drivers. While some people might think of motorsport as simply sitting behind the wheel and turning the steering wheel, in reality, racing can be a physical, demanding, and strenuous activity. Drivers in motorsport are subjected to a high level of G-forces, which can cause physical strain on the body. These forces can be particularly intense in open-wheel racing, where the driver is exposed to the air and has less protection than in closed cockpit vehicles. Drivers must be able to withstand these forces and maintain control of the vehicle, even when experiencing significant physical stress. In addition to G-forces, racing also requires a high level of cardiovascular fitness and stamina, as drivers are often competing in races that can last for several hours or even days. Endurance racing, in particular, is known for being physically demanding, as drivers must maintain focus and concentration for extended periods of time, while also managing their physical fatigue. Overall, racing requires a combination of physical and mental fitness, as drivers must be able to maintain focus and concentration while also managing the physical demands of the sport. Professional drivers often undergo rigorous training programs to improve their physical fitness and ensure that they are in the best possible condition to compete. Is racing a mental sport? Yes, racing is also a mental sport that requires a high level of mental focus, concentration, and strategic thinking from drivers. While physical fitness is important in racing, mental fitness and agility are equally important, if not more so. Drivers in motorsport must be able to remain calm and focused even in high-pressure situations, where split-second decisions can mean the difference between winning and losing. They must also be able to quickly adapt to changing track conditions, make strategic decisions during the race, and maintain a strong mental focus and concentration over a long period of time. In addition, racing requires a high degree of mental toughness and resilience, as drivers must be able to handle setbacks and overcome challenges during the race. They must be able to stay motivated and maintain their confidence even when the things aren't going well, and must be able to learn from their mistakes and adjust their strategy as needed. Overall, racing is a physically and mentally demanding sport that requires a combination of both physical and mental fitness. Professional drivers often undergo extensive training to improve their mental strength and focus, including visualization exercises, mental preparation techniques, and mindfulness practices. Is racing a dangerous sport? Yes, racing is considered a dangerous sport due to the high speeds and inherent risks involved. While safety measures have improved significantly over the years, racing still carries some level of risk for drivers, pit crew members, and spectators. Accidents can happen due to a variety of factors, including mechanical failure, driver error, track conditions, and weather. When accidents occur at high speeds, the consequences can be severe, with drivers often experiencing injuries ranging from minor bruises and cuts to more serious injuries such as broken bones, concussions, and spinal cord injuries. However, racing organizations have taken significant steps to improve safety in recent years, implementing measures such as safety barriers, better driver safety equipment, and improved vehicle safety features. These measures have helped to reduce the risk associated with racing, making it a safer sport overall. Despite these safety improvements, racing will always carry some level of risk, and drivers must accept that there is always a possibility of injury or even death. For this reason, safety is a top priority in the sport, and organizers and teams continue to work together to identify and address potential risks and improve safety measures. What is the highest level of racing? The highest level of racing varies depending on the type of racing, but in general, the highest level of racing is considered to be the top-tier professional series in each respective category. Here are some examples. In open-wheel racing, the highest level is generally considered to be Formula One, which is the world championship for single-seater cars. It is the most prestigious and well-funded series in open-wheel racing, and attracts the best drivers and teams from around the world. In sports car racing, the highest level is often considered to be the FIA World Endurance Championship, which features races such as the 24 Hours of Le Mans, as well as other endurance events. In stock car racing, the highest level is considered to be the NASCAR Cup Series, which features powerful purpose-built stock cars and is the most popular form of motorsport in the United States. In motorcycle racing, the highest level is generally considered to be the MotoGP World Championship, which features high-performance racing bikes and the world's top motorcycle riders. It's worth noting that there are often multiple levels of competition within each category of racing, with lower-level series serving as a development path for young drivers and teams to work their way up to the highest level of competition. Which racing driver won the most races? The racing driver who has won the most races in history is Michael Schumacher. Schumacher is a retired German racing driver who competed in Formula One from 1991 to 2012. Over the course of his career, he won a total of 91 races, which is the highest number of race wins by any driver in the history of Formula One. Schumacher's career spanned over 2 decades, during which time he won 7 World Drivers' Championships, 91 Grand Prix victories, and 155 podium finishes. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest drivers in the history of Formula One, and his records for race wins, championships, and podium finishes still stand as of today. Other notable drivers with a high number of race wins include Lewis Hamilton, who has won 103 races as of September 2021, and Alain Prost, who won 51 races during his career. So as you can see in this question, they first say Michael Schumacher is the best one with 91 race wins, but then later they say Lewis Hamilton won 103 races, so it's not very correct what they say. They also mention as of September 2021, which means that is the time that they have the information of everything in history which they are generating their replies for. Who is Lewis Hamilton? Lewis Hamilton is a British racing driver who currently competes in Formula One for the Mercedes-AMG Petronas Formula One team. He was born on January 7, 1985 in Stevenage, England. Hamilton made his Formula One debut in 2007 with the McLaren team and quickly established himself as a talented driver, winning his first race in just his 6th Grand Prix. He won his first World Drivers' Championship in 2008, becoming the youngest driver to win a championship at the time. After several seasons with McLaren, Hamilton joined Mercedes in 2013 and has since become one of the most successful drivers in the history of the sport. He has won a total of 7 World Drivers' Championships, which is tied for the most championships with Michael Schumacher, and has won a total of 103 Grand Prix races as of September 2021, which is the highest number of race wins by any driver in the history of Formula One. Off the track, Hamilton is known for his activism and advocacy for social justice and environmental causes. He has used his platform in motorsport to raise awareness about issues such as racism, inequality, and climate change. Who is the best racing driver? The question of who the best racing driver is can be subjective and debated, as different people have different opinions on what makes a driver great. Some of the drivers who are often considered among the greatest in history of motorsport include Ayrton Senna. The Brazilian driver won 3 Formula One World Championships before his untimely death in a racing accident in 1994. He was known for his incredible skill and speed, as well as his fierce determination and competitive spirit. Michael Schumacher, the German driver, won a total of 7 Formula One World Championships and holds numerous records in the sport, including the record for the most Grand Prix wins in history. He was known for his exceptional racecraft and ability to consistently perform at a high level. Juan Manuel Fangio, the Argentine driver, won 5 Formula One World Championships in the 1950s, a period considered by many to be the golden age of motorsport. He was known for his smooth driving style and ability to adapt to different cars and tracks. Jim Clark, the Scottish driver, won 2 Formula One World Championships in the 1960s and was widely regarded as one of the most naturally talented drivers of his era. He was known for his smooth and precise driving style and ability to extract the maximum performance from his car. Lewis Hamilton, the British driver, has won a total of 7 Formula One World Championships and is widely considered to be one of the greatest drivers of his generation. He is known for his exceptional speed, racecraft, and ability to perform under pressure. Ultimately, the question of who is the best racing driver depends on personal opinion and can be influenced by factors such as era, competition, and individual preferences. Then, since I am a big Sebastian Vettel fan, why is Sebastian Vettel not in this list? Sebastian Vettel is a highly accomplished racing driver who has achieved significant success in his career. He has won 4 Formula One World Championships and has amassed a total of 53 Grand Prix wins as of September 2021. He is undoubtedly one of the best drivers of his generation and has been recognized as such by many experts and fans of the sport. The reason why he may not be included in some list of the greatest racing drivers of all time is that such lists are often subjective and based on individual opinions and criteria. Some people may value certain qualities or achievements more than others when assessing a driver's greatness. Additionally, there are many great drivers throughout the history of motorsport, and it can be difficult to compare drivers from different eras and categories of racing. That being said, it is worth noting that Vettel is widely regarded as one of the most talented and successful drivers of his generation, and his achievements in the sport have cemented his place in the history of Formula One. What is the oldest racetrack in the world? The oldest racetrack in the world that is still in use is Brooklands, located in Surrey, England. The track was built in 1907 and was the first purpose-built racetrack in the world. Brooklands was used for a variety of motor racing events throughout the early 20th century, including the famous Brooklands 24 Hours Endurance Race. Brooklands was also used as a testing ground for many early automotive innovations, including the first use of a wind tunnel to test car designs. During World War I, the track was used for aircraft production and testing, and during World War II, it was used as a manufacturing site for military aircraft. Today, much of the original track at Brooklands has been destroyed, but a museum dedicated to the history of the track and its role in the development of the British motor industry has been established on the site. The museum includes many artifacts and exhibits related to the history of Brooklands, including vintage racing cars, motorcycles, and aircraft. What is the most beautiful racetrack in the world? The answer to this question is subjective and can vary depending on individual opinions and preferences. There are many racetracks around the world that are known for their stunning scenery, unique layouts, or historic significance. Some of the racetracks that are often considered among the most beautiful in the world include Circuit de la Sarthe, located in Le Mans, France. This racetrack is the site of the famous 24 Hours of Le Mans endurance race. The track winds its way through the French countryside and includes a mix of long straightaways and challenging turns. Spa-Francorchamps, located in Belgium. This racetrack is known for its picturesque setting in the Ardennes forests and its challenging layout, which includes the famous Eau Rouge Corner. Laguna Seca, located in California, USA. This racetrack is known for its stunning scenery, including the corkscrew turn, which drops steeply downhill before sharply turning left. Mount Panorama Circuit, located in Bathurst, Australia. This racetrack winds its way up and down a mountain and offers stunning views of the surrounding countryside. Circuit de Monaco, located in Monte Carlo, Monaco. This racetrack is famous for its glamorous setting and tight, challenging layout, which winds its way through the narrow streets of Monte Carlo. Again, the beauty of a racetrack is subjective and can depend on individual opinions and preferences. However, these tracks are widely considered to be among the most visually stunning and unique racetracks in the world. Which is the most famous racetrack? There are several racetracks around the world that are widely considered to be most famous. Depending on the category of motorsport, some of the most famous racetracks in the world include Circuit de Monaco. This is perhaps the most famous racetrack in the world, known for its tight, narrow layout that winds through the streets of Monte Carlo, Monaco. It is the site of the prestigious Monaco Grand Prix, a race that is considered to be one of the most glamorous events in motorsport. Indianapolis Motor Speedway, located in Indiana, USA, this racetrack is known for its historic significance and its famous Indy 500 race, which is considered to be one of the most prestigious events in American motorsport. Nürburgring, located in Germany, this racetrack is known for its challenging layout and its historic significance. It has been the site of many famous races, including the German Grand Prix and the 24 Hours of Nürburgring endurance race. Suzuka Circuit, located in Japan. This racetrack is known for its unique layout and its challenging corners, including the famous S-curves. It is the site of the Japanese Grand Prix and has hosted many other famous races throughout its history. Circuit de la Sarthe, located in Le Mans, France. This racetrack is the site of the famous 24 Hours of Le Mans endurance race, one of the most prestigious events in motorsport. These racetracks are known around the world and have a long history of hosting some of the most prestigious and memorable races in motorsport. Then the last question. What is the most famous race in the world? There are several famous races in the world that are considered to be some of the most prestigious and important events in motorsport. Here are a few examples. Formula 1 World Championship. The Formula 1 World Championship is a series of races that take place around the world each year. The championship is considered to be the pinnacle of motorsport, and the races are watched by millions of fans worldwide. The most famous race in the Formula One World Championship is the Monaco Grand Prix, which takes place on the streets of Monte Carlo and is known for its glamour and prestige. The 24 Hours of Le Mans. The 24 Hours of Le Mans is an endurance race that takes place annually in France. The race is known for its grueling length and the skill required to navigate the challenging course. It is considered to be one of the most prestigious events in motorsport. Indianapolis 500. The Indianapolis 500 is a famous race that takes place annually in Indiana, USA. The race is known for its long history and its importance to American motorsport. It is considered to be one of the most prestigious events in the world of auto racing. Dakar Rally. The Dakar Rally is an off-road endurance race that takes place each year in a different location, often in South America or Africa. The race is known for its challenging terrain and the endurance required to complete it. It is considered to be one of the most grueling races in motorsport. Isle of Man TT. The Isle of Man TT is a motorcycle race that takes place each year on the Isle of Man, a small island on the Irish Sea. The race is known for its challenging course, which winds its way through narrow streets and challenging turns. It is considered to be one of the most dangerous races in motorsport. These races are all well known and highly respected in the world of motorsport, and each has its own unique challenges and traditions. So to conclude this, the ChatGPT gives overall an accurate response. Sometimes it lags a bit behind in terms of time, since its knowledge is only until September 2021. But the ChatGPT can be used as something to write some text and articles, to learn more information about a certain topic, such as racing, or just for fun. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you learned something today, and I will see you next time. Bye.